All right, welcome back. So today we're going to put the transfer case in the tracker, the 3-to-1 gears. So I want to test, let's do a little test though real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach down here and we're going to slip the transfer case into low range. And hopefully you can see this. I have a GPS speedometer here and I have my tachometer here. So we're going to put it in first gear, and then let's just let the clutch out. Okay, it's idling about 1,000 RPMs right there, and it's reading 2 miles an hour. Okay, let's kick it up to 2,000 RPMs. Right. Come on. Let's see if I can actually get to 2,000 RPMs and hold it. There's 2,000 RPMs. We're reading about 5 miles an hour. Let's kick it up to 3,000. There's 3,000 RPMs right there. Oh, come on. It's kind of hard to... There it is. There's 3,000 RPMs, about 7 miles an hour. And we could push it up to 4. Let's just push it up to 4,000. 9 miles an hour. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the shop. We're going to slide the 3-to-1 transfer case into this thing, and then we'll come back out and do exactly the same thing just to see what happens for the difference between 3-to-1 gears and stock gears in a transfer case. So let's go do that. Tractor's in the garage. Let's get to work. We're gonna get up on jack stands and we'll get underneath. We'll pull the drive lines out. We'll drain the oil out of the transfer case. We're gonna pull the shifter off inside, and then there's like 12 bolts around the transfer case that holds the transmission. Get those popped. Get your cross member dropped. Your jack under it, and we should be able to slide the transfer case out and down. So that's kind of what we're doing. The sequence of events. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna film because I'm not gonna bore you with too much of this because it's really just straightforward stuff. But I'll show you a little bit. So here we go. Okay, so I'm in the middle of pulling this transfer case out. I'm going to give you an update. One of the things you have to do, unfortunately, is you got to pull the shifter off your transmission. Not an easy task, because one of the bolts that holds the transfer case to the transmission is right here. Can't see with my fat hand in the way. It's underneath this. And so you've got these little bolts up here. There's 4 up there, and there's 1 back here to get that off. Let's see if we can. That should pop off of there now that I've got that. Oh boy. So what I should show you how I actually got it low enough to get to it. So what I did under here, which now I don't have a light so you can't see anything. So I took the transmission cross member out right here, and I got my transmission sitting on a jack, and it just kind of dangling there. Lowered that down as far as I could to be able to get clearance on the top to get that shifter off. So that's where I'm at. This is probably the hardest part. Hopefully this is the hardest part of pulling that transfer case. I was on the fence about whether to pull the whole transmission and transfer case together, but I've done that before and it's kind of hard to get back in without extra help. So it's just me. I don't have extra help to put this in here. So we're gonna continue working on this. I'm gonna pop that shifter out of there and see if I can get to all the bolts. Okay, so this shifter, you put silicone around the top of it when you glue it down. This stuff was stuck. So I got underneath there with a pry bar and I was able to pry it up a little bit. This should just lift right up out of there. And please come up through the hole, please. Is it seriously not going to fit through the hole? Oh, maybe. You know what? That shift housing, ooh, you can't hardly see it. That shift housing doesn't want to come up through the hole, so I decided to quit dealing with it, quit messing with it, and you can kind of see this is the bolt I have to get to. So loosened up. I'm just gonna pull that bolt out. Then I'm gonna stick the shifter back where it belongs, probably put one bolt in it just to hold it there to keep the hole covered, and then drop the transfer case without actually having to pull the entire shifter out. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, the other thing you wanna do while you're up here is you wanna make sure you unplug your four-wheel drive shift sensor right here. And I pulled the vent tube while I'm up here. So it's just right here up on top. So that way you unplug it now so you don't forget to unplug it later. So let's go down on the bottom. We're gonna pull out, I don't know how many bolts there are around that transfer case. There's a lot. We're gonna pull them out and let's drop that transfer case out. Okay, we're under here. We just got the last of the bolts pulled. So we got, I don't know if you can see, but up in here, all the bolts around there, all the bolts up that side. And don't forget to pull off your speedometer cable. Anyway, so I've got one bolt left in it right here on this side. In case you're wondering, there are 12 total bolts. So if you don't have 12, you probably missed one. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can bench press this thing out of here because I don't know of another way to get it out. So we're gonna set the camera down back here. You guys can all laugh at me while I struggle to pull this sucker out. All right, last bolt is out. Let's see if I can keep from dropping this on my head. Here we go. Slide it back off the transmission shaft, and then down it comes. Just like that. That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. There it is. Push it out there. All right, now we're gonna swap all the parts over. Anything that's on this transfer case that's not on the other one, any of the missing stuff, we're gonna swap it all over, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna slide the new one in. Oh, I'm really glad that came out that easily. I didn't want to have to wrestle with that. So, okay, let's go do that. Let's get the new one ready to go in. So, depending on where you read online, some will say these things are 1.6 to 1 or 1.8 to 1 low range, and I've always wondered what they actually are. So I got a mark on here. This is the input shaft. I got a mark on here. It's the output shaft. See what this actually is. I got it shifted into low range. So let's go ahead and turn this one. So it's one rotation here, and that hasn't gone a full rotation yet. And where's that? That one right there's a full rotation about right there. If we look over here, I don't know if you can see this, but the mark is about right. Where's that marker? Yeah, mark's about right there. So I'd say that's 1.75 would be right there, and 1.6 would be back here. I'm guessing, let's line that up. Yeah, so if I had to guess, about 1.8, give or take, right? So just confirmed it, that's a 1.8. Now I've got to switch my shifter over to that one, and I got to switch a couple parts over to that one. Then we'll shift that one into low range. That should be 3 to 1. So let's see what it actually is. Okay, so I got the shifter switched from the old one to the new one. We got to shift it into low range. I think my light's too bright. What do I shine the light over here? Maybe you can still see. I don't know. Anyway, I got a mark right here. There, a mark there. Let's see how close to 3 to 1 this is. So, there's one rotation. 2. Oh. That one's lining up. Not quite 3. So, that one's about right there. I'd almost say it's pretty close to 3, probably 2 point. Actually, really close to that 2.8. So it's actually, instead of the 3 to 1 gear, it's probably closer to 2.8 gear in there. So advertises 3 to 1s. They're not quite 3. Rounding up, I guess. Whatever. I'm still happy with them. They'll still do a lot better. So I'm going to finish switching everything over. Let's get this thing installed. And then we'll take it out and we'll do our speed test again and see how that turns out. So, okay, back at the same spot we were this morning. I'm going to pull up my speedometer app here. And let's see what difference it makes. Let's kick it into low range. And it's getting dark, so barely enough time to do this. All right, let clutch out. It won't go down to, okay, there's down to, I actually have to push on the brake to get it down. There's 1,000 RPM right there. Still says 2, then 0. All right, let's kick this up to 2,000 RPM. Oh, come on. It's kind of hard to get it to 2,000. 2,000, it wants to go about 3 miles an hour. I didn't warm it up, I barely have time. And then, all right, 3,000 RPM. We're at 4 miles an hour. Let's just, for fun, let's go to 4,000. Wow. 6 miles an hour. What a difference that makes. That's so cool. So, this is going to be a lot better for rock crawling. I'm turning around again. Going to be a lot better for rock crawling and a little better torque in the sand. But I did this for rock crawling. Sand? No. No better in the sand. Anyway, a lot better for rock crawling, nice and slow. This will be awesome. I'm super excited about it. So that's the difference it makes for 3 to 1 gears. So thanks for watching.